wanting to rush red to hoop 1 to start his break.
So the quality in this game is just absolutely exceptional, isn't it? I mean, to think that both these players have started third turn 9s in their games.
Yeah.
And
who needs the 4th ball?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
So, you know, one good approach shot from Robbie here, and I think we can expect another third turn 9, but let's not count any chickens. How would you feel about this shot, Carrie-Anne?
Yeah, a little bit nervy.
A little bit nervy, yeah. Thinking about where the red's going to go, but thinking, oh no, I've got to concentrate on the black. Oh, but
Yeah,
really didn't worry about the red. He was literally just taking off to that, and it's gone up a little bit far. He won't be enormously happy, but I suppose he'll hit this quite hard. We see them generally really thwacking these through so that he basically goes to that blue ball at hoop 2, rather than.
I played on lawn 3 yesterday, and it does veer off to the left there. It's pretty fast out there.
Yeah, and it was freshly mown this morning. Jim Clement ran the Toro over it to the thickness of a 10-cent piece.
There you go.
And that
rejected.
is not going to count. And that means that Matt can walk on with his yellow ball in hand and have a shot at.
What would you, black?
I would definitely be shooting at the black. It's a couple of yards shorter. Knowing me, I would probably hit the hoop.
No, stop that negative talk.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Matt with a 6-yard shot at this black ball. Wind ruffling his shirt, which has really stiffened up a bit, the wind, over the last half an hour.
Yeah, don't like it.
He doesn't like it. And it is interesting. It's gusting a little bit now. You can see it's like a Scottish golf course out there now with the wind rustling around. It takes the shot and doesn't do what I would do, and hits the ball nice and cleanly, and he'll be able to now engineer a nice rush on the red ball, and he should be off for a break. Yep.
That's a nice position.
Very nice.
Red.
Yeah, lovely. I mean, I was saying to Pete earlier, Carrie-Anne, that the number of times these guys get the rush line just right, it's phenomenal. And this occasion he hasn't got that quite where he wanted it. He's ended up with the red ball north of the hoop, and that's meant that he's had to take off with a delicate shot. But nicely in front, 6 inches in front of the hoop, and sails through. So Matt with his red ball.
It's a nice tap on here. Yep. So he'll be sending red up to 3.
Yep.
Going to black.
So I think given that that 4-ball break looks as if it's already pretty well established, we might go over to lawn 4 again, where, if you'll remember, Ed missed the lift shot.
Yes.
And that allowed Reg to get in, and you can see that he has already made the first peel of his turn. So we get up to
So just to remind everyone, so Ed is on a hoop for hoop 1 and 2, and Reg is, as you just stated, has done his first peel on fallback, and he's going to hoop.
he's going to 5, so
Okay.
he's going to.
Oh, blues there loaded nicely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can see Matt in the background of this shot, playing hoop 2, sailing through it, and you can see that the hoop 3 has no less than 2 pioneers at it. So Reg plays ball down to peg high, and he has a rush on his red ball. And as Carrie Ann pointed out, the blue ball is sitting very neatly at hoop 5. So have you been out and looked at the lawns today, Carrie Ann?
No, I haven't really. But they're looking good.
They are, and the thing about these players is that they make them look very, very easy, but really they're quite glassy. So it's a real testament to their skills that they're able to make look what is quite difficult. It's so very simple.
Because even though the ideal lawn is super flat, there are very many hills and.
There are. These lawns certainly have character.
Yes.
And in fact,
that's a good word, character.
Whilst we can't see this as well from today's positions as we could yesterday, but around the perimeter of all the lawns at Canley, there is a footpath, and that footpath is very often quite undulating. There's been a lot of subsidence here over the years. It was the site is built on an old tip, and there's been a lot of settlement, and that left the lawns in quite variable shape for many years. And recently they've had the lawns on the outside redone, I believe, and I think the lawns in the middle were done a little bit before that as well.
Yep.
So the lawns are now running pretty flat, but there was a period of time when they were exceptionally characterful. As expected, Matt on lawn 3 is just plodding. Well, not plodding is the wrong word. He's sprinting through his break, and we're watching Reg having made hoop 5.
So he'll send blue up to 1 back.
Yes,
going
blue
into black in the middle.
Going into black, and then we'll expect to see some peeling action at hoop 6 / penultimate. And there's that blue ball with that poignant blue clip on it there, reminding us of Ed's misfortune at that hoop. He did leave himself a long hoop, though.
He did, yes.
He left himself a long roll. He didn't push for the roll, and he just left himself for that tricky shot. One which is made with great aplomb many times, but on that occasion it didn't quite work out for him, and the result is that we see Reg.
Well, the teachings is get up close, make your hoop.
A beautiful sunny day today. How did you find the weather for the qualifying and the early rounds?
Oh, the qualifying was quite humid actually.
Oh, humid.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. But we did have a few storms come through and weather changed, and as the saying goes, the Poms brought the weather over.
well, you don't think that Melbourne might have something to do with it either?
Never.
No, no. We should point out that Carrie-Anne is actually a Melbourne girl, so she's going to fiercely defend the terrible reputation that her city has for weather.
Just keeps you on your toes.
It does, and you probably only get stick for that from the Queenslanders and the Sydney siders, anyways. So there we've got a perfect Peely just on the other side of hoop 6, waiting to be pushed through penultimate to come back.
So is he going to run it past red, or just so he can tap red back in position?
Yeah, it was pretty gentle, wasn't it? Yeah. But just enough. So in the previous game, Pete and I were having a bet as to who would finish their turn first, because the players were in total symmetry at one stage. Reg and Robbie on either side. Now Matt on lawn 3 is just about to make one back, and all the way through the tournament he's been leaving a sort of a 2-4 leave.
Yes.
And this is no exception. He's got both of his opponent's balls at hoop 2 at the moment, at one back, and he's setting one of the balls up very close to the wire.
But here we're about to see Reg
and
peeling.
Yep,
Red
peels red. Not only peels red, but puts the red very, very close to Rover.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, well, we like to do that, don't we?
Oh, every game, yes,
absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty rare that doesn't come off for us. So.
So sending black up north, beyond one back, so he can then load 2 back nicely with black. Bit of a stop shot here, or a little bit more on yellow, you reckon?
Yeah, so he'll want to get a nice rush on the blue, won't he, up to one back. But this is all pretty textbook stuff from Reg.
All nice and tight and neat.
Yeah. Good thing. So we might we'll see what happens first. We'll stay with things as they are for the moment. But Matthew will be coming to the end of his break in the next minute or so. He's set one of Robbie's balls at hoop 2, and he's just about to set the other of Robbie's balls at hoop 4 to do a 2-4 leave. But Reg obviously is is doing that triple, which is good to follow. But I think we'll definitely want to see Robbie taking his lift shot. So I think we'll pop back over to number 3 and see how things are going there. So you can see Matt now just preparing to place the blue ball in a position where it's wired from the end of a balk. He's taking a lot of care here. I think that it's sometimes the way that the scarified lawn works. Have you noticed that, Carrie Ann? There's these sort of grooves down the lawn, and if you catch one of those, it's
sometimes
the ball doesn't sit exactly where you want it to.
Hard to get the balls to stay together.
And that's gone actually almost into the hoop, hasn't it? I don't know whether Blake can give us a close-up of where that blue ball has actually ended up. But that would not be rushable from where it is.
Doesn't look like it.
No. I mean, certainly wired from the end of a balk, but not in a convenient position for Matt should Robbie miss his next shot. On lawn 4, Reg is playing a shot at one back, which the referee has come out to look at. I'm not quite sure why. It looks like a fairly standard hoop running shot. I'm not quite sure. Or it was actually a Roquet. Anyway, it's all pretty standard position now. It's all happened. So we'll the next bit of main action is going to be to see how Robbie selects the ball that he's going to play with from the lift shot, and then how he executes that lift shot. Which ball would you take, Carrie?
I'd take the blue ball because that forces the delayed triple. Is that correct?
Well, I think the thing is that the blue ball isn't particularly rushable to anywhere, is it?
Could Matthew bombard the blue out?
Yes, so it can be, but it's an extra level of little technical wizardry, isn't it? That
these guys can
well,
handle it.
I know. But if you were trying to make it, if you and I are trying to make this more difficult for these guys, I think that I would probably be. I'd probably be leaving the blue where it is, simply because I would think, well, that would be more difficult for me, and therefore, although it's a minor inconvenience. Well, thank you, Blake, for showing us that ball. It's sort of certainly well in the jaws, and actually maybe even against the wire there. So that's that, as Carrie Ann said, that's going to have to be bombarded out of the way in order to secure a rush on it. But the major thing at the moment, of course, is making sure that you, from Robbie's point of view, that you hit the lift. So, short shot or long shot? And again, it's you and I now. Yeah. It's no good thinking that we have the prowess of these players.
Well, Robbie's certainly looking at every angle, which needs to be done. Lots of thinking.
So we have about 140 people with us at the moment, which is quite nice.
There you go, picking up the blue ball.
Yeah. We've had a couple of people ask who's doing the commentary, so it is indeed me, Gareth Denyer, and Carrie-Anne Organ, both of us from New South Wales these days.
Yes,
So,
Canberra,
yeah.
New South Wales.
So Robbie, big shot, picked up the blue, which was in the jaws of hoop 4, and is now shooting down from corner 3 at this red ball.
It's pretty true, but it does come out onto, as Robbie sees it, to the left a little.
So they hit it so hard that
The hill doesn't
the
come
hill
into
doesn't come in so much. So Robbie shoots, and it misses to the
left.
to the left-hand side
Of
as he
his.
looks at it, and that is going to be a chance. So this will be interesting for us, Carrie-Anne, to see how you start to craft the triple from the 2-4 leave, because the black ball there, I'm not sure how rushable that is to hoop 1. So it's it's quite tight up against the leg of hoop 2.
Yes.
So how
Can he cut rush? Or can he rush his own ball to 1?
So no, I don't think so. Well, I don't know. Let's see. It's certainly pointing in the direction of hoop 2. There we go. Squatting down and firing. Oh no, you're right. You're right. There you go. He did, and that's how you do it. There's another lesson learned from the commentary box. Another lesson learned is not to put the raffle tickets that you got in your pocket and munch them around, because that's I've destroyed my raffle tickets and therefore destroyed the chance of winning one of the fabulous prizes.
But you've got your name on the
Oh yeah,
stub.
well,
so
I know, but how many raffle tickets did you buy?
I brought 3. And 3 for Alan.
Excellent. So Matt was left himself with a bit of an angled hoop from about a yard away.
In front.
It would have me a little worried, but squats, gets solid, and soothes it through, and even ends up with a rush to the blue ball in corner 4. Now I would have been a nervous wreck taking that shot, so but okay, he doesn't take the rush to corner 4, so instead he's going to play a split going to that pioneer at hoop 2. Beautiful shot.
Nicely done.
Beautiful shot. Perfect rush backwards on the black, and the yellow ball a very nice pioneer. But so I suppose what he is looking to do now is get a rush out of hoop 2 towards the blue ball in the corner. So because then the yellow ball is not only that lovely pioneer that he's laid, but also the peelee as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's all about not giving your opponent another shot in the game, isn't it?
At this, definitely at this level, that's what it's all about. I can report that on lawn 4, Reg has made the rover peel and now has just 4 hoops with a lawn perfectly laid out to take that game. Okay, no hint of any rush down to corner 4 and everything there. Matt just playing the yellow ball as a normal pioneer.
Well, making 3 off it and probably leaving yellow there.
Now, this is a very interesting situation, Carrie-Anne. He's worried enough about this shot to
Bit angry.
to take the clip off. So
Bit of a jump
little
shot.
bit
Or
of
You know,
Yeah,
just
it looks a
bit of
bit
a
jumpy,
spin on
doesn't it? Looks a bit jumpy.
Just the
It's
angle
a
of
very,
his
very
mallet.
big moment here, and he
Ooh.
doesn't make it. So
It's a cruel sport, isn't it?
that is cruel. So Robbie will walk onto the lawn now, and again you can see that it's always a rather disconcerting sight when you see both of your clips on the same hoop.
Yes. He's not happy.
He's not happy. No. He's gone to sit on the naughty chair.
He hasn't got his hands on his head yet. So.
And Robbie walks on with a 10-yarder at his black ball. Which he makes beautifully,
Nice.
and he makes so beautifully that the black ball becomes a pioneer
at
hoop 2. I mean, I just do that all the time, of course.
Yeah, in my sleep.
Yeah. So I don't think we'll expect to see the red and the yellow where they are. I think that Robbie goes to have a look at the potential victims on that side. And that is a big put down for Matt. He'll be very disappointed with himself that he didn't get better position in front of hoop 3.
So will Robbie TPO or just knock red out?
Oh yes, that would be intriguing. I hope he does, because it'd
Something
be
different.
great fun for us to commentate on a 2v1 game. So certainly from the point of view of the intrigue and the fun of the commentary team, we would definitely love it if Robbie was to peel that yellow through as part of this turn and set off on a TPO. So we'd have the spectacle of the triples, and we'd have the spectacle of the 2v1.
Can showcase everything.
And look, that's what all of these fans have paid to see today. And there'll be
high price.
the high price of $0. It does mean that if the game is interrupted by weather or something like that, the refunds are easy to administer.
Yes, nice. So no, he's not. He's behind red. Asking for the referee to come over.
As usual, our keen-eyed viewers keep us grounded as commentators. It should be pointed out that Kerry Ann and I are not known for our TPOing.
No.
So point out the subtleties of whether or not you TPO with the Oppo ball already around to hoop 3. So that's an interesting thing for us to learn.
Oh, of course, because red was for 3. And red was in the hoop.
Yeah, red was in the hoop, yep.
My bad.
So Robbie needs the rush now to
Hoop 1.
take him down to hoop 1. A little bit flat, Kerry Ann. I think that from our view up here in the balcony of the clubhouse, that rush does not look as well pointed to hoop 1 as Robbie would have liked. So he's going to have to cut this a fair bit. And the red is actually in the way of so the trajectory to get to hoop 1 is actually on the line from yellow to red. And so any cut that Robbie puts on this puts it at risk of clattering into the red. Well, he avoids the red, and goes north of hoop 1 on the trajectory, and that eventually ends up taking him to around just outside corner 1. So again, a shot that would strike fear into my heart, but would be pretty standard for these guys.
Yeah, a nice roll in.
Roll in, or I think maybe I think he's likely to play this standing up. I think he's going to play this more of a drive and put the yellow reception
Yellow
ball.
in court.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And ooh, that's gone a little bit far past. It's certainly an angle. I can't remember now how others have been finding these rather angled things. Well, we're looking at it rather deeply there. A couple of shakes of the head.
The question is where to put blue, or can you run it?
Oh, I think he'll run it. I think he'll have a go at running it. Not quite. I don't know. From that angle, it doesn't look runnable. But from where we're sitting in the commentary box, it actually does look runnable. But no, I think you're right, Carrie-Anne. I think he's might run away from this.
He's not happy. Corner 1.
Yeah, I guess. Well, the yellow has a good tap on for these guys onto black. Yeah, no, it's funny though. I from here that blue looks as if it will run the hoop quite well, but from the camera angle, it looks quite dangerous. And clearly, Robbie thinks it's far too risky to take on, and he's doing exactly what you said, and retreating to corner 1. Meanwhile, Matt had resigned himself to the clubhouse and is now striding back out with some purpose.
A swagger on.
Yeah, that will have given him some relief there, I think, to see Robbie not immediately getting into top gear. So, 6-yarder, Matt, playing with the yellow ball, which remember is the 4-back ball.
And he gets it.
Gets it nicely. So this will be interesting for us to see how this pans out, because the balls are not ideal now, of course, for completion of the peeling turns for Matt.
Well, he just said. The cogs are turning, thinking a lot.
Yeah, there's certainly something to think about now. This is now a situation where things are not. The playbook is the major playbook is not needed anymore, and now we need the extra additions of the playbook to refer to. So you can see there in the distance, Red just about to peg out in his game against Ed. Spectators enjoying themselves sitting on the lawns there.
Well done. So Reg, 2 games.
2 games now.
Best of 5.
Yep. So 2 up to Reg. And Ed not really having a lot of play. Ed just making the 1 hoop so far. And Matt continuing to ponder this situation.
So will he send it to 4, going to blue in the corner, or going to red?
Well, I mean, I suppose at this level they don't tend to think about. He wouldn't be thinking of making any hoops with the
No,
yellow.
he'll be setting. Yep.
So he sets up. So, you know, quite what the ball movement is for that, it will be very interesting to see. So the black is going to stay well within the lawn here.
Yeah.
He's not. I think it looks like he's going to send the red up to corner 3, and then would he try and come down to the blue, or would he just leave it there? I mean, does he? I mean, it's all. So it's a 21-yard shot as it is for Robbie. Would he try and make more distance? So if he was going to do that, he'd have to take off, come all the way down to corner 1, put the blue where he wanted it to go.
He'll be setting.
But he says he's just setting up the a rush here by the looks of things. But yeah. I wouldn't feel all that confident about giving Robbie a 21-yard shot.
So nice rush down to 4, giving black just the one ball, as in one ball to shoot at.
And doesn't really look as if Robbie even thought about what options were here. He just thought, that's the ball I'm shooting at. So that's. Little adjustment of the cap.
Trademark.
Yeah. Very, very deliberate stalking resets. Big shot here for Robbie.
Wind's up a bit.
It is. No, and that wind is certainly gusting a bit now. Even the Welsh flag, which was actually at a lower level earlier, is now flying nicely. The concentration again coming back to Robbie. Shoots. And got it. Yes. So it looked from the camera angle there that it was missing slightly. And but no, he got the front ball there. So